Action figures in play!
Welcome to the newest edition of TNI News with your host, JC. Hello, you action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here, and today I'm coming at you with a quick recap of the G.I. Joe stuff that Hasbro had on display this past weekend at New York Comic Con. But before we get into that, I also just wanted to share with you this update that Hasbro gave folks at the beginning of their panel at Comic Con in regards to G.I. Joe about expected product delays in 2025. So they threw this slide up saying, due to unexpected shifts in production, many of our 2025 G.I. Joe product shipments will be delayed. We're working hard to minimize the delay and will keep you updated. We appreciate the support of the G.I. Joe fan community. So even, pressing them later on at their press event that they had the next day, they really weren't willing to say anything more about these delays. The unexpected shift in production might be an indication that they're changing factories, though I don't know why they wouldn't just say that. The cryptic way that they've kind of announced these delays, I definitely don't think was the best route to go, because now you have people saying things like the line's coming to an end and such, which I don't think is the case. But again, as far as how long these delays will be, will we see, does that mean we won't see hardly any product release in 2025 for G.I. Joe? I don't know. Also, it seems like this delay only is affecting G.I. Joe. At this time, Hasbro has made no indication that their other action figure brands will see any delays, which basically means Marvel, Star Wars, and Transformers. So again, I'm not sure why, if it was a factory change, you would think it would affect all of their products, not just G.I. Joe. So again, very cryptic with the way they gave this information out and refused to give any additional details. But, when we learn more, of course, I will be sure to let you know. Now, as far as what they showed off, in typical fashion, they did renders, plus they gave us official looks at figures that will be going up for pre-order today. So probably by the time you're watching this video, these figures will be available for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon as well. So, but before we get into that, let's just go over the digital renders. So these are upcoming products, though when they become available for pre-order, we don't know. And again, whether this 2025 delay has an impact on this stuff, it is really hard to say for sure. But first thing we got a digital render for was the first item in their mass device subline. So the mass device was the transporter device that was featured in the original G.I. Joe cartoon miniseries. So with this, we can see it's like a deluxe set with Snake Eyes, again, based on the cartoon. So his outfit is more blue than black. You also get this polar bear that appeared in one of the episodes, the 5-part miniseries. For a couple of minutes, he attacked Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes was trying to get out the crystals from a cave in the Arctic, where Cobra had ambushed him, and he had basically gotten some radioactivity on him, so he was sick, and basically he collapsed when this bear attacked. And that's when Timber actually saved him, and the first time we were introduced to Timber, at least in the comic or in the cartoon. I'm not sure if we saw Timber first in the comics or the cartoon. I can't remember, but this was definitely the first time that we saw Timber in the cartoon. So basically, Timber scares this bear off that was trying to go after Snake Eyes. Now, with the Snake Eyes, you also get multiple pairs of hands, most of which are translucent pink. That's to mimic the radioactivity that he was exposed to with the crystals. You also get the canister that he used to transport the crystals, and then you get the crystals in the canister that actually will go on the mass device itself. And then finally, again, you get the polar bear, which isn't quite accurate. It's a little bit on the small size compared to the bear that was featured in the cartoon. That thing was huge. This figure looks like has a nice size to it, but still the bear in the cartoon was actually bigger than what we see here. Not that I really think that's a big deal. The bear comes with 2 head sculpts. He comes with an extra piece, so it looks like he has arrows sticking in his butt, back area, and then you also get a bear trap, and you get the cartoon-esque rifle. All the Joes used essentially the same type of rifle in the cartoon, so you get that for this figure as well. No word on price. Oh, and Snake Eyes also comes with a pistol and a knife. Now, no word on price on this one, but again, it looks like it's going to be a deluxe offering. So, basically they're going to do figures where you end up building out the mass device from the cartoon. So for me, I'm kind of waiting to see what the actual mass device is going to look like and how big it's actually going to be, if it will actually be in scale with the figures. The 6-inch figures and the mass device was quite big in the cartoon. So again, I'm waiting to kind of see more details on the actual mass device before I actually make any decisions on whether I want to collect these mass device items. Next up, we have this Cobra Bunker, which comes with a new figure, or, this is really more of a repaint, but, technically it's listed as a new Cobra type soldier. And, you get the sandbags, you get weapons. Again, this is reminiscent of an old type G.I. Joe toy that was released back in the day. So for you diorama folks, or, you want to set up a battle scene or something, this might be cool. So that was another digital reveal, and we got a couple of different images for that one. Then we had another 60th anniversary item revealed. So if you've been collecting that subline, you've got another figure to go along with that. And then finally we got Footloose, so a classic character. Looks pretty good overall. Comes with a bazooka, comes with a M16 type rifle. I think that's M16, or at least it's, like I said, it's a M16 like rifle. And you got a pistol and a knife and his helmet and a backpack. All right, now the next day, Hasbro held an event for just the members of the media. These were not on display at New York Comic Con, but we, of course, were able to take pictures and videos of these figures on display. So just running these down, we've got the Saw Viper. This figure is already available for pre-order. We have a retro card back Cobra Viper without the sleeves. So, more in keeping with how the original Cobra Viper was released. And again, this figure will come on a retro card back. We also have a retro card back Rock and Roll. So unlike the previous Rock and Roll, this one looks more like his original figure. Dr. Mindbender, which previously was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, is getting a retro card back release. And these figures these are the figures that will be going up for pre-order today. The Viper, the Rock and Roll, and the Dr. Mindbender. So again, by the time you're watching this video, these figures will be available for pre-order at places like our sponsors, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and Amazon as well. And the main difference between this Dr. Mindbender and the exclusive version is there is now a Cobra symbol on the back of it. So that is the main difference as far as the figure itself goes. Between that and, again, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive version, which I know many people kind of missed out on. Other figures that were on display, these are already been up for pre-order, but we've got Zartan's brother Xandar, and this one looks really good. This is probably, to me, the best looking figure that was on display. We also have Dial Tone, another communication officer for the G.I. Joe team to go along with Breaker. And the Marine Leatherneck was also on display, and that one all looks pretty good. And then, as I said, the Saw Viper figure. So again, all of these were on display. All of these, by the time you're watching this video, should be available for pre-order at your favorite sponsors. And then and these are the only figures right now that Hasbro is committing to essentially releasing in 2025. That doesn't mean there won't be more, but right now that's all they're saying will be released. So other things I wanted to note, they did indicate to me when I talked to the Hasbro folks at this event The Dragonfly is still expected to ship by the end of this month, and the Cobra Rattler, there should be no delays with the Cobra Rattler for next year. So that is still set to release, towards the end of next year. And then one final thing I wanted to note, I confirmed with them that the Nemesis Enforcer figure that they teased, several months ago, is in fact still coming. And while they wouldn't say when we could see it go up for pre-order, I am thinking it is possibly something they will reveal during this weekend's 1027 event. And in keeping with that, don't forget that this weekend we've got more Hasbro reveals coming. There's the MCM convention that will be taking place this weekend, and you can expect Hasbro reveals to happen on Saturday. So for G.I. Joe specifically, you can expect that to come around 3 p.m. London time. This is a London convention. So for those of you that live on the East Coast, you can expect the G.I. Joe to reveal to happen around 10 a.m. in the morning. So, and Hasbro's not holding a panel at MCM, but they will have a booth, and the reveals for each of their brands will happen during or at the booth. So their booth number, for those of you who might be attending that convention, is S1300. And again, G.I. Joe reveals will happen Saturday at 10 a.m. Transformer reveals will happen at 9 a.m. on Saturday. The Marvel reveals will happen at 8 a.m. on Saturday. And then Star Wars reveals will happen around 6:30 in the morning. And those are Eastern times. And then also on Sunday, we should get maybe a few additional reveals from the Hasbro 1027 event for Hasbro Pulse Premium members, which is supposed to kick off at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, we'll have full coverage of everything that is revealed at both of these events as they happen on the websites TNI, Marvelous News, Jedi Insider, and tformers.com. So be sure to check out the sites this weekend for whatever Hasbro reveals. I know for Transformers, they're going to show off the Devastator that they've been teasing since San Diego Comic-Con. Again, for G.I. Joe, we might see the Nemesis Enforcer figure, and Marvel and Star Wars, I don't really know. But again, keep it to the websites this weekend. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe out there, guys, and until next time, I'll catch you later.
Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to toynewseye.com, marvelousnews.com, jediinsider.com, and tformers.com. And remember, action figures are great,